What up, brawlers? Welcome back to Throwing Hands. Alongside me, per usual, is Daniel Woods, the man, but we have a special guest on today, Adrian and Hadribeaj. Adrian, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. Thank you guys for having me today. It's a pleasure.
All right, definitely. So I just gotta ask, where are you from, man?
I'm from Albania. I immigrated here like almost 10 years ago. So, you know, living my dream.
Would you say your Albanian heritage influences your fighting style in any way?
Oh yeah, of course. Even my nickname too. It means like the eagle is like Albanian, name. So it's like flag culture and stuff. So that's why I like it's a lot big story behind this. So every time I fight, I have like this so much pride behind, every time I fight, I have always like, something to fight for.
Definitely. So how'd you get your start in martial arts?
So I started like karate when I was 6 years old, and up to now, like I used to be like European champion, seventh ranked in world in like in WKF, World Karate Federation, the biggest in karate and stuff. So I competed through the years there, and I was a national team for like 15 years in a row before I moved to the States. I had a hell of a journey, like it's representing my country there, and I went like too many steps, like how karate is, and then when MMA started, it was big over here, and I have the opportunity to come here. I was like, I think this is, like always how every athlete like looking for goals and stuff. Hey, what's next? I'm here. I got like all these titles, you know, like karate sport and stuff. It's not like, you know, the best, to have a future is like, opening your school, academy. So I did all of those, I had like 3 academies back in the day in Albania before I moved here. And I was like, I was on top of this, fighting, karate, kickboxing. So let's try the new MMA world. So that was the main reason, I moved to the States and
So
joined it.
so what was the hardest part in transitioning from karate to MMA?
The hardest part, of course, was wrestling. Wrestling and jiu-jitsu. It was like, it was like very hard transition, starting from like you start, see like guys like sweating, rolling and stuff. Like I was not used to that. I was always like standing, like banging on the feet and stuff. And I had like small guys, having my size, were like going around my back and choking me out. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It was like getting in my head, and just knowing that, to go in this sport, the main stuff is like just getting better every day, and my wrestling and grappling and jiu-jitsu. So like I've been like constantly like working on that, like I'm getting better. I feel so confident and so good, every day.
How long did you train before you made your MMA debut?
uh so I started uh amateur career in 2012, and I made my debut like in 2014. So it was like 2 years. So I had my coach, like that was managing me, all the time, and still, is with me. So I was young, and like so much like energy. I was like, yeah, I want to turn pro as soon as possible, and this and that. So it's like it made me like take my time and grow, slowly. So it was like, and I remember it was fun. It was a big card, pro and amateur, like here in Michigan in 2013 and 12. He's like, "Do you want to fight this next week?" And I thought it was professional. Oh yeah, heck yeah, because the card was like pro card and stuff. No man, you're gonna fight amateur, but the mindset was like just going on there. But yeah, we took the right steps, like, and before I turned pro, I fought the best and most strongly possibly, like opponents I could have, and face. So like I really, I was ready like to turn pro. So I can continue having my undefeated record.
So you do turn pro in 2014. You step into the cage for the first time as a professional. What was that experience like, and what were your takeaways?
Their experience was awesome. What I was expecting, I went there, like it was, I had a really good time. It was a time like I was just, building the fan base over here, like, crazy. I put I put a nice show, for everybody, like it was a great experience.
So after your first professional fight, you make the move to Bellator. You make the step up to a major promotion. Um, what's the difference that you saw coming from a local promotion to a much larger, more famous promotion?
I mean, for me, even Bellator was just normal, like I've been in like major, major tournaments through all my life, like, you know, you don't understand, like going like, it's like Olympics, like you're like national team going and, you have like, representing, everybody, their flags, their teams and stuff. So like, it's much, much more, so like when I used to win like the first place and, your national song, like sings for you in front of like thousands in a stadium, like my knees were shaking, like I haven't like have that experience here in MMA, like I've been like fighting such a big before, so for me it was just, it was just normal, like I've been competing throughout my life in, all the big stadiums all over the world, so like it's, but in MMA, yeah, that was a big step, fighting for Bellator. It was like, boom, I like, that's where I want to be, and I did good. They called me, after my the second fight. Uh, they offered me like 4 years contract with them, So I was like, I was talking with my coach, like my main reason was like I really was looking into like, UFC. Since I moved, that was my goal, I was like, I just want to grow, I don't want to like take this, and I think it was the right decision. But then they took me. I fought in Vegas again for Bellator, so it was like back to back, So like everything was rising so fast, and it felt good, kept me like so motivated, kept me like training. So that's one of the reasons, like I'm in this level now.
So you mentioned kind of having an adjustment period with the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu, but you go out your first fight after the Bellator stint, your fourth professional fight, you win that with a heel hook. You have an arm triangle choke to your record as well. Was the jiu-jitsu part of that after that adjustment period? Is it something that came along quickly, or is that something that you just kind of played by ear as you went along?
So like here we have a good base and good strong jiu-jitsu guys, and coaches. So like I've been constantly like working on that. So after having my my stand-up game, good. So I was like the guy don't expect me going like in the ground or do that. So it's very like strong and sneaky, in a way. So that's why I cut them. I hurt them very bad, and then as soon as I saw the chance, the opportunity, like I take that.
So after that those submissions, you string together a couple wins. You've at this point in your career, you've won 5 in a row. Then you lose to Kyle Prepolek. What did you take away from that loss that you still use today in your game?
That loss was like, I mean, it was devastating that moment. Like I remember like was my point of my career. I was like, top prospect. Everything going on. Like all my fans, everybody was thinking like I was untouchable. All this hype, but I take that a lot. Like after that fight, I really like grow more. Like, and because being undefeated, you have always that fear. Oh, if something happened, if I lose, losing is part of the game. I know it sucks. I know it, but that grows you much more. Like when you lose, you see uh, those holds. Like you have like through a career, because when you win, you move forward. You don't see like, oh, what went wrong or what is that. So that fight, like made me realize, like, to grow more, made me realize, mentally, like being more stronger. And another thing, it just made me realize that, if you really like want to fight, you really have to be into it. You really gotta love it. You gotta be 100%. Like I was here, I had like so much going on. There are not excuses, but everything gets up. Like so much going on at the time. Like weight cut. I was promoting my fight. I had like almost 1,000 people like coming to my fight. Like ticket sale. I had almost like 20 sponsors. So selling tickets and training and working, and I had like all this stuff. And I remember that fight. I was like, I just wanted like to, I couldn't wait like fight to finish. But I was, I didn't go really into it like to fight. Like how like I've been before or how I'm now. So yeah, and made me realize like you really like you gotta go for it, or you don't, like step away or take a break or something. But that was a really good fight. I just in that fight I was like it wasn't me. Like I don't know if you guys see it and stuff, but it was like one of like biggest, like stand up nice fights, like went like almost 5 rounds, back and forth. So like, my athletic, everything, was good, but just mentally, I wasn't 100% there. That's made me grow, I'm like where I am today, what I decided to move forward.
So you have been in 5 rounds a few times. What do you attribute your large amount of endurance to? Like, how do you condition and stuff like that to keep going 5 rounds many times?
So sometimes like I choose, like I take my fight long way because like I can pick my opponents apart, through the because some rounds they start aggressive on wrestling, they keep holding you down, like it's not much, like second round started, they get tired, so and that's what I pick up, and I pick them apart, like through the rounds. But not just that, always when I train, I always plan that fight will go 5 rounds, will go 3 rounds. So like I really work on my endurance, to like stay in my fighting style. I'm like lose and strike and lose. I go around, I take my time. So like, you know, uh, if I pick up my if I, in sometimes like if I go like fast and stuff, maybe I may get like more knockouts and stuff. But sometimes like I play strong and safe, and plus having a good record is part of in this world, so like that's in the game too. And so it's just I'm an athlete, I don't go there like to fight, I go there with a playing game. I go there to have fun, like it's just like more sportish.
So after that a loss, you string together 2 wins, and then you have this 2.5 year layoff. What happened during that layoff?
Layoff was like was the best part of my life, like I got married, to a beautiful wife, and uh, we got a house, we moved to the house, and we had the baby. So like, and uh, I become an entrepreneur, like I own like 2 businesses. So like I did like I try like to put my family first, and put like the you know lifestyle and everything, so like nothing they have to worry about it. So now the nice part comes, like when I want everything like be comfortable, and where now I have to like start thinking for myself, and through the next those years, I want to do like much possible could do, like to be on top of this game.
So your layoff is coming to an end, and you're making the move to the LFA. What went into this move to a larger promotion?
So so right when pandemic started now, like with no fans and stuff, like I was I was always a favorite local fighter, so I used to love like having the fights here in my hometown, having hundreds and hundreds like fans coming there. So I love that, being a main event and having all these huge crowd, and so I'm gonna miss it for a while. But so now, now I have to move forward. My goal is, going like, most biggest promotion, and hearing that LFA is the biggest feeder to the UFC, and the management has been doing a great job, like keeping me motivated and step up. They call this move is like just I think like my last fight was in November, so it's been a few months. So just get warmed up here, hopefully everything goes good, and then we'll see where we can go.
Has your preparation changed at all for a step up like this?
Preparation, it's most of the things are like mentally, like it's you gotta, it's gonna come inside deep from your gut, like you gotta do this. Uh, for few many reasons, I'm doing this because I, like this really like gives me like gives me life, it gives me, I'm not doing this like get the go get some money right now and stuff, I really do so well with my life, so like this is just about my pride, this is just about my my life, it's like I have like a few more years, like we, everybody gets older every day, so like i'm I'm gonna push as much as I can, like that I choose to be back, I choose to come back strong, and I choose to reach, the highest I can.
So you're fighting DeMarques Jackson next week. What are your thoughts going into this, man?
I mean, it's exciting, like fighting tough opponents makes you, grow up faster, like makes you the confidence, much stronger. So he's been in a game like almost same as me. He's been like in Bellator. He has like 10 wins. So like it's perfect, like I don't mind, like if it's him or somebody else with double his record or something, like I'll take anybody right now, like my mentally, my physique, my everything I've been preparing for, like it's been a different level.
So, what are your plans after winning this fight next week, man?
So my plans are, I'm gonna sit, relax for a bit, and ride to the next goal. Like you just gotta keep moving. No matter what the result is gonna be, like it's not gonna back me up. It's just gonna make me like stronger and going forward.
You see the UFC in the future still?
Oh yeah, I mean that's my main goal. That's I'm just waiting. I'm right there, one call away. Just can't wait to to have the phone call and just go there and show the world, like I'm ready for this.
Dan, you got anything else?
I'm good, man.
All right, Adrian, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me like in Instagram and Twitter, the Eagle MMA, and my Facebook and fan page, Adrian Hadribeaj, the Eagle. So I'm everywhere basically. If you want to search the Eagle, my name.
All right, Adrian. Well, we want to thank you for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. It was a very good time, and thank you guys for having me.
All right, guys. Adrian the Eagle, everybody.